my son be a thug nigga? Do I tell my baby girl that I'm a drug dealer? I'm only counting who I see, fuck who was with us. Me and my bitch wanna be faithful, but we love bitches. Hey, can't understand it, so I can't explain. They love me all over the planet, though I can't complain. Hey, shit changed, man, it ain't the same. You probably could take my name for you take my chain. But if I ever get my shit snatched, I bet not catch you on the gram getting my shit back. Like, why you gotta tell the whole world you did that? Man, that's the type of shit that make me think you did that. And that's the type of shit that get a nigga kid snatched. The type of shit that make them boys pop up where you live.
What up, though, YouTube? This your boy Mile High Chosen One, and we are back here with another video for the day. Now, in this video is going to be a little different. Instead of me giving you guys tips on how to beat certain things and that nature, I'm going to be teaching you guys today. I want to teach you guys how to read defenses. A lot of people have issues or have problems on offense because they can't read a defense. They don't know what defense their opponent is in. So they end up throwing a lot of interceptions. They end up, getting sacked a lot because they are confused on coverages. So hopefully this video will help you guys who have trouble reading defenses make your offense a little better. Now, the thing we're going to go over is we're going to get a defense out there. So, if you guys play football before, some of this stuff going to sound like common sense to you. If you guys haven't played football before, this is going to be new to you. Now, what we're going to be talking about are shells. Shells are the safeties that's playing at the top of the defense. So right now, this will be called a two shell because it's two safeties at the top of the defense. If you ever hear somebody say one shell means it's one safety at the top of the defense. Easy as that. So now when you see people in a two shell, they only can be in certain defenses. In a two shell, you are in the cover two, a two-man under, or cover four in Madden. Now it's different. Now, some people may baseline their defenses, but we'll get through that, later on. But typically, cover two, cover four, and two-man under, and maybe cover six and things of that nature, and cover four. If I said cover four. So, after we diagnose the two shell look, okay, we know they in one of those coverages. Now we want to look at the other DBs. Now let's look at these corners. If the corners are playing 5 yards off, 3 to 5 yards off the ball, the defense is in cover two, right? So put it all together. Two shell look, okay, and then we look at the corners. They playing 5 yards off the ball. Automatically know that the defense is in cover two because the corners are playing 5 yards off the ball. Now, in Madden, how you would know the difference between a two-man under, meaning two-man, or cover two is when they press. Everybody like the baseline and press. So what we're going to do is, in this cover two defense, if I baseline and press, you see, look at these corners. They're playing inside. That should give you a tip like, okay, they're in some type of zone. You know what I mean? They're in a zone, whether they're in cover four, cover two, whatever. Now we're going to go to man-to-man. Let's audible into the two-man under. Same two shell. If I baseline and press now, the corners are still head up on top of the receiver. So you should know they are in man-to-man if they are in a two high look if they baseline and press. As easy as that. Because the corners are still head up. They baseline and press in a zone, the corners will go inside. Now what beat, let's go back to cover two. Now what beats cover two? Cover two is vulnerable in the middle of the field. That's why a lot of people put deep blues for their middle linebacker because the middle of the field is vulnerable. Also, the sidelines destroys cover two. So streak routes, unbumpable fade routes on the sideline destroys cover two. Also, running the ball against any two, like a two shell look, is more easier to run a ball than a one shell look because that one shell look is going to have another safety in the box. So if you see a two shell look, you might want to run a ball if you want to run a ball, or try to attack, the middle of the field or the sideline if they're in cover two, right? So we just went over cover two and man-to-man just that quick. So the next thing we want to look at is cover four. Now, the difference between cover four, as you can see, the difference between cover four is it's still a two shell look. I don't know why them safeties moving around. It's still a two shell look, but the corners are playing 7 to 10 yards back. So you should know that they are in some type of prevent defense because they're playing 7 to 10 yards back. So you put everything together. A 2 shell look, and the corners are playing 7 to 10 yards back. Know that they're in a prevent defense. You can, in prevent defenses, they're trying to stop everything from going deep. So everything underneath will be open because they're in a prevent type of defense. Cover 4 is a prevent type of defense. What am I doing? But now this is when things get kind of funny at. If they are in cover 3, we just went to cover 3 that fast. The difference between cover 3 and cover 4 is it's a 1 shell look. You know what I mean? This safety will come down and this safety a roll over the top. The depth of the corners are still the same. Everything is still the same. Now, running the ball against an 8-man box is very hard. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard to run the ball in an 8-man box. That's why a lot of people play man-to-man defense, like the cover 1 defense that you see people playing in Madden, or a lot of people go to cover 3 because you have 8 men in the box, you know, trying to fill in lanes. But you can read this by seeing a one safety high. If it's 1 shell, they only can be in a few defenses. They either are in cover 3 or they are in cover 1 man, right? Now, I gotta reset this because the game is just weird. What I want you to see is this. You know they're in cover 3. Go back here. We're gonna go back to cover 4. Let's go back. Let's re-talk about cover 4 real quick so you can see something. Now, in cover 4, look at the corners. Remember, they 7 to 10 yards off the ball with a 2 shell look. Cover 4, they looking directly at their receivers because cover 4 is like some type of man-to-man type zone. It's like weird but they plan everything over the top. Now, in cover 3, like I said, it's the same alignment, but 1 safety may come in the box. But when I go to cover 3, what typically happen is these corners right here, this won't do this because we're in practice mode, but your corners will look inside. So just look at this. Let me do this again. I'm about to come out in cover 3 now because I want you guys to look at the difference in the corners. So you can never be confused of the defense. Now, typically, your corners will look inside in cover 3. This is how they're going to look in cover 3. Remember, in cover 4, they were still at that distance, but they was looking straight ahead at their at the receivers. Cover 3, and sometimes a lot of people like the base line, and the base line is going to pull him back. So you could be confused sometimes, but never be confused because if your corners are looking inside like this, they are in cover 3. If the corners, I'm gonna try to do this, but in practice mode it'd be weird. It's weird in practice mode. We back in cover 4, but typically in cover 4, these corners would turn back straight ahead. You know what I mean? I can't get them to turn, but they would turn back straight ahead like that corner is in cover 4. In practice mode, it's just weird, but in the game, it's going to make sense. So that's what typically happens. Understanding that in cover 4, don't try to, like, I'm not telling you don't try to go deep, but if you don't have no cover 4 beaters, hit underneath routes, hit drag routes, hit out routes, things of that nature. So cover 2 has a 2 shell look, 2 high safeties. 2-man under has 2 safeties high, but the man-to-man are up close on the receiver, so you know they're in man-to-man. And then also if they're in man-to-man, everybody is going to be in front of a receiver. Everybody is going to be spread out in front of whoever they're covering. If they are in cover 4 can have a 2 shell look, but the DBs will be looking at, they'll be 7 to 10 yards off, but they'll be looking straight ahead at the receiver. If they are in cover 3, sometimes the corners are still playing 7 to 10 yards off, 7 to 10 yards off, but they're going to be looking inside at the quarterback. You know what I mean? So when you're planning your next Madden game, just pay attention to those things. Now, if you are just confused and still confused when you out there on defense and don't know what coverages your defense is in, just run the ball. Typically, your average Madden player, their tendencies are they're going to run the same defense almost all game. With maybe a little bit of adjustments, or they may, try to sprinkle in other defenses. But 9 times out of 10, they're going to be running that one defense all game. So if I don't know what the defense is in, I'm going to run the ball first. And then I'm gonna look at the play art, and then I'll say, okay, he like to be in cover 2, or he like to be in cover 3. Then you start trying to get your cover 3 beaters out. So I hope this kind of helped you guys a little bit learn how to read certain defenses. I know I didn't go over much, but I just wanted to give you guys a little heads up on certain things to look for when you're out there on the field, and you know what's going to help you. So if you see a too high look, run the ball, because they're kind of weak in the box. If they're in the cover 3, or that that man-to-man with the one safety in the box, it's going to be kind of hard. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna catch you boys on the next one.